Hello and welcome to Daily Draw, September 20th. I didn't do a video yesterday because it was my birthday and I didn't feel like doing it. The random suggestion I got today was a man with like the smoke breath, like when the one's cold, you can see your breath. There's a word for that. I wrote it down somewhere and I've forgotten what it is, and I've misplaced the piece of paper I used to write it on. Anyways, this is probably a very simple drawing. I had a pretty good birthday. Well, as birthdays go, no problems there. I've never really been a fan of birthdays. I mean, when I was younger, yeah. I mean, when you're younger, everyone loves birthdays. But as I've gotten older, I've cared less and less about birthdays. And I cared less and less about, I guess it's just how old I am. Apparently because, I think I said this in my previous video, I don't really care. And it's kind of depressing, because a lot of people are like, oh, once you turn 30, your life's over. And I'm like, what? That's great fucking advice. Yeah, if you're not completely set on your path and in your ways by the time you turn 30, your life is over. You might as well just fucking kill yourself. Good advice, assholes. Good advice. Anyways, I'm not gonna say this drawing is uninteresting, because it is. I mean, I knocked this one out, or knocked this whole video out like right before I went to work, so there's nothing grand or impactful happening here. Not every single one of these videos is going to be awesome. Not every single one of these drawings is going to be awesome. This is just a very quick thing that I do to kind of keep the momentum going. And that's the thing, is I'm kind of bad at this, because I draw, like I do the daily draw video, and I usually when I get home from work I'll draw or write something else. And it's like usually a lot better, which is weird, because this is because I use a daily draw to kind of like get that spark going, and because I don't record every time I draw. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any room on my computer for my normal drawings. I just don't have a lot of my drawings. But of course, then there are drawings. Just because I'm bad at computers, like I'll do like an hour draw, and I'll draw this scene. I'll color it and I'll shade it, and then I'll just kind of like, oh, I'm done, and just close the window. And just not even think about it, and then it's like, oh wait, I didn't save that. I didn't save that drawing, and now it's gone. I've lost a lot of good art that way. But yeah, it's just kind of drawing. There's something always I've liked about like there's one thing that I kind of excelled at in art school and college, was that people would always draw these, like, I know this is kind of it's a side topic. People always draw these very complex, like really complex like forms, and like each fold of the cloth and the arm, and like, oh, this is how this fabric reacts in the light and whatnot. And especially if you're trying to do something quickly, like these daily draws are kind of like trying to convey an idea quickly. It's like you don't need, what's the word? It doesn't need to be complicated to get your point across. I mean, just look a lot of modern, like, Western cartoons. Their forms are very simple. There's not a whole lot of complex anything going on. I mean, just great example is SpongeBob. It's a very simple form. But because it's a very simple form, you can get a lot of play out of it. And I've always subscribed to that. More or less kind of is more. Because if you draw something fairly simply, then you can do it more often. It's like one of my first animations that was longer than a minute was these stick, well, not really stick figures. They were like sprites. They had like triangle bodies and like circle heads and like single like thickness line arms and legs. But they were very expressive and very emotive, and I got a lot of play out of them purely because they were very simple. And through their simple design, they could really emote very well. That being said, there are also examples of simple design for the sake of being simple, which is not the same thing. Like Minions, the Minions design, I would say that's a simple design for the sake of being simple. I would say that this kind of simple design, for at least this, for my kind of drawings, is more for aesthetic reasons, I guess, and time reasons. Again, no one wants to sit and draw for 15 hours, which I've done that in college. They were like, hey, no, draw this egg for a week. Like, you want us to draw like a new egg each day? They're like, no, draw the same egg constantly. It's like, oh, okay. I've since done a project like that in my own time, and then where is that? I should probably show that. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'll probably find that. But yeah, there's simplicity. Simplicity is a good thing. I've always liked kind of like a simple style art. So I always try to do simple style art. Not only is it quick to produce, but I also feel like it's, you know, more aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't know, it's not like I don't have fun doing these and doing the simple drawings. I do like simple drawings. Something that you look at it immediately know, oh, that's what that is. You know, that there's no question. It's like, oh, that's what that's the aesthetic this person was going for. That's what the artist wanted to convey, this feeling. And it's a very simple feeling for this one. I just wanted to translate the idea of someone standing outside in the cold. And the easiest way to do that is not only with the pose, holding up the hands, and breathing on them, which, if you're wearing gloves, is pointless, which I just noticed, but fuck it. Wearing the, oh god, the Rushka hat? Rushka hat? I don't know, I have like 3 of those hats. But I just don't know what they're called. And having a face cloth, and the fuzzy bits around the edge. And then doing the shading in a dark blue. Which, of course, it is a great signifier for cold. If you want to signify something that's cold, use like a dark, I would pick like a lighter tone but a darker blue, which is hard to describe because my color theory words aren't exactly up to par. But yeah, to translate that is well, think of it like this. If you make an ice cube and then you pop the ice cube onto a white plate, you kind of want to go to that color. That's the best way I can describe it. That's the best way I can describe that. Like I said, this wasn't a very long draw. Nothing I did here was overtly complicated. It was just more of a color thing Like, oh, we'll do cold. Also, doing the breath was actually a little bit of a trick, because I've never drawn like smoke like that before, so I just don't have that in my toolkit per se. So like, I mean, I've animated smoke in like black and white with pencil, but I've never like drawn colored smoke. So yeah, that was interesting. But it wasn't really smoke, it was more of a fog. So I tried to get that across. I don't know. Again, like I keep saying, like every single video, like every artist always hates their work, and I don't hate this drawing. It's just kind of after the fact, kind of boring, which is fine. I mean, not every drawing and not every piece of art is going to be fantastic, you know. I have to go to work in like an hour, so I'm not really. To say it was rushed, yeah, that's probably accurate. I was shading it in now. See, I went with like a purple shade. I use a different pen tip, whatever, for the shade this time around than I usually do. I'm trying to figure out the right layer modification for this breath. There we go. I think that looks good. Yeah. All right. Well, there's the finished drawing. Yeah. There's not so much to say about it. Anyways, if you did watch this video, thanks for watching, and have a lovely day. Goodbye.